All right, I think we're rolling. So this is yoga stretch. I'm gonna scoot back. Again, if you're still grabbing equipment, it's just a mat and a strap. I'm Rachel, if you guys don't know me. This is a really gentle class for today where we're gonna focus mostly on neck and shoulders. Some of our stretches will be a little bit of a double whammy where we're doing upper body and lower body. So feel free to change up what you need to. I have a yoga strap here, just something where we can kind of do this reach behind our backs. I'm going to change the angle of my computer here in a second. But pick some chill music that you want to listen to. I'm going to scoot back up. Sorry, the angle is weirding me out now. But y'all feel free, if y'all are doing the live workout with me, you can turn your camera off if you want. It won't hurt. But I do want you to find a comfortable seated spot. I'm keep moving my phone closer to me so I can hear music because it's really quiet up here. But comfortable seated spot for me, just crisscross here. You can sit, in a kneeling position if you want, or if you want to just kind of kick those legs out. Find wherever that comfortable seated position is. And make sure, if you like to kind of rock, I like to rock side to side and feel my sit bones on my mat. Make sure you're sitting tall, okay? So you're not slouching over. We kind of naturally slouch, obviously, but I want you to roll those shoulders back if you need to. I'm super tense up here from holding babies all the time, and by babies, a toddler and a baby. But roll those shoulders back, make sure you're sitting up tall, chest is open, and I want you just to take a couple of deep breaths here with me. In and out through your nose. So I do have you guys all muted. I have some music playing for myself, but either way, I do want you to have just something relaxing playing in the background. Maybe if like relaxing is not where you're at mood-wise right now, you need some like rage music. I don't know, but play what helps you kind of mentally escape and refresh. So if you want to, you can have hands in your lap, you can have palms up, you can put your hands on yourself and feel yourself breathe. But we're going to take 3 more deep breaths and then we'll start on some neck stretches first. So finding that comfortable spot. I'm going to close my eyes. And then slow, deep breaths in and out through your nose. Kind of go ahead and get your mindset that you're going to take the next 20 or 30 minutes just to rest, refresh your body, exhale out. And then if you want to, you can change up your leg positioning at any time throughout these neck stretches. But your first one we're going to do is just a glide from left to right. So make sure that you keep good posture sitting up tall. I'm going to put my hands here because it helps me feel kind of centered and grounded. We're just going to take that chin and your gaze from left to right. So moving nice and slow, almost like if you've ever done, like I always compare it to a panoramic shot on your phone, how it makes you follow that line across the screen. Okay, make sure you're not tilting your head as you move side to side. Your chin and your forehead, I want you to think are going together as you look left and right. And try to kind of push your chin and your head further each direction as you go. Take it nice and slow. No need to rush through here. Kind of find that imaginary line on the walls in front of you. But you should feel that, get a good stretch in when you look all the way to the right. We'll do 1 more each side. And then good stretch on that right side when you look all the way to the left. And if you feel a little weird doing this one, the next one might have you a little freaked out too. Finish out that one last side. Pushing, get that stretch in, and then coming back to center. Your next one, I really like this one, but people feel really weird and I'm gonna look super cute in the YouTube replay later. But if you think about how your neck is aligned with your spine here, so imagine just your skull, your neck, your spine, your shoulders, just your bone structure. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that chin and you're gonna lengthen and push all the way forward, okay? And then you're gonna come back to your neutral and bring that head back. It changes my voice because I'm crushing my throat a little bit, and basically create as many chins here as you can. So I even turn to the side, but I want you almost like a chicken, okay? Pecking, you're gonna reach forward, but you're not leaning forward. Your shoulders and everything stay here. You're gonna reach forward, come center, as many chins as you can, reaching back. Now for me, I feel a lot of tightness, a lot of tension in the back of my neck, especially when I come back. We won't do this one for too long, so if you're like, what in the world? Here's the thing, if you're catching the YouTube replay, I can't see you. If you're doing this live, you guys look about like this big, so I can't really tell what you're doing. Couple more times, front and back. I'm gonna make sure my phone's on Do Not Disturb, even though you probably can't hear. Create as many chins there as you can. So the goal is to try to reach forward, breaking neutral to come forward. Find your center, your neutral here, and then pushing back. Go ahead and come back to the center, kind of shake it out. If that was a little weird, I don't know, maybe it felt good for you too, I don't know. But your next one, we do this one all the time. We're gonna go ahead and take, it's my right side, but I think for you guys watching, it's your left side. It doesn't matter which one you wanna do first, but we're gonna take that ear to shoulder. So if you need to take a little bit of time to get there, remember you can always come like halfway, a third of the way, whatever, come back center. But take your time coming all the way over. I'm glad I made my screen bigger because I can see myself and make sure I'm still sitting up tall. So make sure your chest is still tall, you're not slouching here. Shoulders are relaxed and you're lengthening through. You may even feel that through the top of your shoulder. If you need a little bit of help, you can always bring that hand up here. You're not pushing yourself into that stretch though, okay? That's just for a little bit of extra weight on the side of your head. And you can also walk those fingertips out. You can even bring this hand to your back here. That doesn't feel super great for me, so I might hang out here. And then slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. If this is a lot, you can just hang out here too. But I want you to stay on this side. For me, I'm on my right. Stay on this side that you're on. We're just gonna take that chin, turn it towards your armpit. So you're getting that stretch a little bit more wrapped around to the back of your neck. For me, I can feel it more in those traps, that top part of your shoulder. And again, you can still have your hands involved in this as well, but that hand that's on your head is going to come more to your ponytail spot. Still sitting tall. Taking those deep breaths in and out through your nose. And of course, you can close your eyes, deep breathe, really relax into it, especially if you've been working from home a lot, if you've been at a desk. If you've been stuck kind of in this position typing, you should feel pretty good. Breathe through it. One more deep breath in. Exhale out as you gently come back to center, and we're going to switch sides. So for me, this is always the tighter side, but take your time. Same things, we're just switching it out. Like this is as far as I can go right now. So it's kind of sad to look at on the camera, but make sure you're sitting up tall. Drop that opposite ear. We're working on the other side. For me, this is so super tight. It's taken me a minute to get over there. But drop that ear down. Make sure that shoulder stays down. For me, I'm taking it to that left side. It's getting a little bit better. And then if you need the help, make sure you add in. I'm not going to add that hand on top of my head because I know it's going to be too much. But I am going to add this one because I can feel the tension a lot in the back of my neck and wrapping into my shoulder. So if you need it, add in that hand here, walk those fingertips out. You can bring that hand to your low back, chicken wing out to the side. For me, this feels pretty good right here. Make sure your chin is still up for now. I could stay here for quite a while, probably. This is so tight. But make sure you breathe. You can always back off at any time if something starts to feel too painful. From here, I want you to take that chin, bring it to that armpit or that collarbone. Staying on that same side though. Remember, if your hand is on your head, it's going to come back to that ponytail spot. For me, this actually feels pretty good, just keeping my fingertips reached away from me. Still sitting tall. Slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. For one more. And then as you exhale out, gently coming back to center. Whew. All right, 2 more stretches and then we're gonna move on, kind of making our way into shoulders a little bit more. So go ahead and take that chin. You're gonna let it drop to your chest. For me, this doesn't do a lot because I'm so tight. So interlace those fingers. If you need the help, bring them to the back of your head. Again, for that extra weight here. You're not dumping into it though, so make sure you're still sitting up tall. Couple of deep breaths here, letting that stretch come from in between those shoulder blades up into your hairline. Slow, deep breaths, especially if you're really, really tight, if you have a lot of tension like I do. Let's do one more deep breath here. Exhale out as you gently release those hands. We're going to take that chin this time and point it, oh my word, all the way up to the ceiling, lengthening the front of your neck. So imagine that string tied to your chin, lifting it up. You may even kind of have to use your jaw if you need the help with your hands. Sometimes I like to bring my thumbs underneath my jaw and kind of help me to stay pointing up here, but make sure you're not letting those shoulders creep up. So shoulders down and relax. Still taking deep breaths. Let's do 2 more here. Exhale out as you come back down. Whew, and let's take 2 full neck rolls. So you'll drop that chin, slowly make your way all the way around. Oh my word. I'm gonna have to ice later. So if you're feeling really tight, make sure you switch directions. Maybe take a water bottle, okay? Freeze it so that it's ice and not water. And rest it. You probably will only be able to tolerate just a little bit, maybe just a few minutes. But if you can lay on the floor, and I'm not good at this, I'm not good at practicing what I preach on this one, but if you have a lot of tension that you carry in your shoulders, chances are it's kind of creeping up your neck and into your scalp. So if you have time, freeze a water bottle, and then you'll lay on the floor with that water bottle kind of propping your head up, and it'll help a lot. And the reason I'm telling you guys that is because I'm going to make sure I make it a point to do that today too. But your next one, so go ahead and make your way into crisscross legs if you're not here already. So sitting tall, we're going to take an inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale as you let forearm come down to the floor, sit bones stay on the mat. Top arm is going to come up close to your ear. Okay, so it's an inhale here. Really draw up. Center body, exhale, and switch sides. So if you're coming up here, now I want you to try to fight to keep sit bones on the mat. You guys can go at your own pace on this one, but you should feel a lot of length happening from your hip, through your ribs, to the top of those fingertips. So inhale, reach. Exhale, use that forearm to kind of brace yourself on the bottom. If this doesn't feel good, stay here until that body starts to open up, until your muscles are ready for you to really extend that top arm. So we're opening through our core a little bit, letting those shoulders kind of get a little bit more movement before we stretch them out. Deep breath in. Again, it's okay if your pace is a little different than mine. Exhale, coming to the side. I like to look up sometimes, really lengthen through those arms. We'll do 1 more each side. Exhale, reach. Make sure those sit bones stay on the floor. Stay connected to your mat. Good, and then take that last inhale, coming up to center. And then exhale out. You can prayer hands to center, kind of shake it out. All right, here's your double whammy stretch. So I like to use the edge of my mat. You don't have to do that. And you don't even have to do the legs if you don't want to. But if you want to do a little bit of this combo stretch, we're going to fire log with those legs. So all that means is lining up your shins to where they're parallel on top of each other. So you'll have ankle to knee, and you should have a nice kind of triangle shape here. I didn't think about it until just now, but if you have a lot of space here, okay, if you have a block or a pillow that you can reach and really grab really quick, tuck it underneath to help you out. But don't feel like this has to be perfect. Okay, this is just something I want you to aim for, is stacking knee and ankle on top of each other. and shins as parallel as you can get them. This already is going to hit those hips pretty hard. So if you need to change it up before I cue you to change it up, feel free to come into like a butterfly, whatever feels comfortable there. But I have my left leg on top, so I'm going to do left arm on top with this one, but we're taking it to the eagle arms. So sit bones on the mat, you've got fire log legs, take those arms out wide, your left arm or whatever leg is on top, okay? Whatever leg is on top for you, I want that to be your top arm. So if you want to switch and do what I'm doing, that's okay too. I'm doing left leg and left arm, so both hands are to the floor, but palms are facing out. We're going to bring up that right hand and then wrap that left arm around. So this is a very big twist for those arms. If you're super confused, if you maybe did your right side, okay, you'll still follow that, bringing the hands up and trying to twist here. If your flexibility is not there yet, you can just bring hands together, okay? You don't have to high five like I'm doing, excuse me. Or you can take it to a shoulder hug, but I want you to make sure you're actually like walking those hands in together. You're not just sitting here like this, okay? Because you should be feeling a good shoulder stretch here. So deep breaths, lots of talking as I get you set up for this side because we are going to switch sides. You're still sitting up tall, so resist that urge to kind of crunch in and try to get those hands to wrap around each other. Sit tall. Couple of deep breaths. In and out through your nose. You can close your eyes here if you want. I have to move my hands so I can like make sure I see you guys and see myself. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Good. Y'all got this. Try to breathe through it. And then here's the tricky part. As you exhale, I want you to gently untwist those arms. If you need to take it to some shoulder rolls, take your time. Okay, so if you come out of that and your arms are kind of flailing and flopping around, I want you to have more control as we switch on the other side. So go ahead and undo those legs. You can kind of shimmy them out, shake them out a little if you want, and then we're gonna just switch sides. So for me, my right leg is coming on top. This already feels a little bit trickier than the other side. So that might be something that you notice. It's totally normal. Your body's gonna carry tension in different places. But try to line up, again, you're parallel with those shins. Nice triangle shape as you put knee and ankle together. And even mine aren't wanting to do this perfectly today. Ooh, man. Because that right hip, whatever leg is on top, you're probably feeling it in that hip the most. So go ahead and add in those arms. I always airplane arms to start. But for me, it's right leg on top. So I'm going to do right arm on top. Palms are facing out away from you. Bring that bottom arm up first. Wrap around. Okay, so again, if that's not quite working, to try and like high five here, you can just bring palms together or take it to that shoulder hug. But the main things are, I want you to sit up tall still so you're not crunching in, trying to get those arms together, trying to get this twist together, but you're sitting tall. Try to pull shoulders away from your ears and breathe. I know I'm giving you a lot of cues here, a lot of information, but I promise if you help control that breathing, maybe you need to take out the arms for today. Maybe this isn't working for you. That's okay. If you need to take out the legs, take out the legs. Do what feels good for you. I'm just here to give you some guidelines, hopefully help you hit the reset button on your week, on your body, whatever kind of physical fitness you've been up to lately. I don't know. Maybe you haven't done a lot. Maybe you just want to stretch and chill and hang out with me. That's okay too. So make sure you're sitting tall. Take 2 more deep breaths here because my right hip is screaming at me. It's so tight. Good. So check your posture. 1 more deep breath in. And then exhale out. Remember, you're gently untwisting those arms first. Kind of shake out those shoulders if you need to. And then gently undo those legs. Whew. Shake out those legs too. So I'm going to grab my strap. If you have a towel or a strap, preferably not just like a washcloth, like a kitchen towel. If you don't, I don't know, grab a jacket, a shirt, blanket, something near you. You can sit however you want to comfortably with those legs. And you have options on this one too. So actually what I want you to do, if you want the double whammy stretch, we're going to just staff pose with our legs. So piking those legs. So make sure you're zipping them up together, kind of activating those legs here. I'm actually going to turn to the side so you guys can see my arms too, because we're going to cow face with those arms. So make sure you're checking your posture. I'm going to be checking mine in the camera, but sitting tall, chest lifted. Starting with that right side first, we're going to take a hold of our strap or our towel in that right hand, bring it around to your back, and then grab it with your left, okay? I'll turn around so you can see my arms too, but you're trying to walk those hands in together. Now, if you're finding yourself doing this, okay, don't worry about walking those hands in together. That's why you have your strap. So if you're here, and that's good, I want you to breathe there. You're probably gonna feel this opening your chest and your shoulders, but I don't want you to compromise your posture. Now you're still flexing those feet, engaging those legs too, but that elbow is up and close. So here's what I look like from this side. If the cow face arms is not working for you at all, if you're like, no ma'am, you can set that towel or strap down, okay? And you're gonna take it to that tricep stretch here, but you're still not crunching in, you're not bringing that chin down, you're still face here, chin lifted, chest lifted, and you're grabbing a hold of that elbow. So, again, lots of talking as we get set up on this one. I'm gonna join you back here. We'll take 2 more deep breaths. You can always come out of this before I cue you if you're ready, if it gets to be too much. I'm already feeling this kind of staff pose on my lower back, so I might kind of restful for a second. Chest is open, 1 more deep breath. Good, exhale out as you gently release that arm. Shake it out a little if you need to. Now I just brought my legs into this kind of restful bent knee position. I'm gonna try to come back into a staff pose. So I do want you to try and flex those feet. If you felt that kind of working in your lower back and you're like, nope, I need a break, stay here kind of in that restful position. So switching hands. For me, I think this is my harder side, I can't remember. But left elbow is gonna come in close. You're trying to get those fingertips in to touch, but not caving in here. Okay, sitting up tall. This is kind of harder for me on this side. And remember, if none of that is working, you're gonna come to this tricep stretch, grab a hold of that elbow, but make sure you're not pushing down on your own head. We just did all those neck stretches, so I don't want you to undo it and create unnecessary tension on your neck. So 3 deep breaths here because my back is killing me. 3 deep breaths. Sitting up tall, check that posture. Flex those feet if you're with me here in the staff pose. We've got like 4 more things and you're already done for today. So 1 more deep breath in. And then exhale out, I'm shaking. Exhale out, gently undo those arms. You can take that strap or towel and set it to the side. That's all you kind of really needed it for today. And we're gonna gently make our way over onto all 4s. So I'm actually gonna face this way. So gently coming all the way around. I think I've got 3 or 4 more things for you. So this is another one. We're moving into cat-cow, but I want you to take this at your own pace. Okay, let me fix my pants here. But you're coming into a tabletop to start. Neutral spine, shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Okay, so none of this like leaning forward. We are going to come into a downward dog in just a second, but not quite yet. So you'll take a deep breath in, drop that belly button, pull forward, and chin and booty lift up. You're going to exhale to tuck chin, tuck your pelvis, okay, and make sure that you get that rounding through your back. Really press those shoulders up to the ceiling. So it's a deep breath in when you look up. Exhale to tuck under. I'm going to shoot for 5. Make sure you connect your breath with it. That's my biggest thing here when you're in your cat-cow. If this is not for you, if you should not be rounding your back, or if you're pregnant, okay, and belly is starting to really grow here, I just want you to take that inhale here in a neutral spine, and then exhale and take it to that cat pose. So a couple of different options for you there. Otherwise, you're inhaling. My lower abs are apparently really tight too. Exhale. Round through those shoulders. Squeeze those glutes a little to get that tailbone underneath you. Inhale here. I'll show you what it will look like if you need to keep a flat back. Everybody should be able to do that cat pose, but let me see, so y'all keep going. Let me see if I can show you the difference in my belly. This is gonna be like a vulnerability moment on YouTube later. But if you're pregnant, or if you're working through, y'all keep going on cat-cow. But if you're working through some like diastasis, I've got a little bit myself, you'll still inhale here, really let that belly drop. Y'all see that? I don't know if you can see it very well. Let that belly drop, inhale, and then you'll exhale, engage and squeeze, still coming all the way up into that cat. Okay, so we'll do one more. Let that belly expand, and then exhale out. Go ahead and come back to your neutral spine. I'm gonna untuck this now that I showed you that. Bring those toes to the floor. This is the most I'm gonna make you come up. Toes to the floor, tailbone lifted. Woo, really quick stretch for those legs, for the back side of your body. Tailbone lifting to the ceiling, coming into that downward dog. If your legs are super, super tight, pedal it out here. We're only gonna hang out for 3 deep breaths. Okay, make sure your abs are engaged, so you're not letting that belly hang loosey-goosey like I just showed you. Strong arms to hold you up, chest is pressing towards those thighs. 2 more deep breaths. Good, exhale out, let those knees fall to the mat. You can do knees together or knees apart. Bring your feet together though. Sink it back, find that child's pose. I do want you to walk those fingertips away from the top of your head as far as you can. Get that extra kind of shoulder and upper back stretch in. So really reach for at least 2 deep breaths. We're not quite done yet. And of course, take those slow deep breaths in and out through your nose. Take 1 more deep breath in. Good, exhale out as you gently make your way back onto all fours. And your last big stretch, and then we're gonna finish out with kind of like a half vinyasa situation. Your last big stretch, it's almost like child's pose, but I want you to leave the hips up. So from all fours, you're gonna drop down to those elbows. Okay, so you're not in your high tabletop. This is kind of like a low tabletop. Then walk those hands out and melt your chest onto the floor. We've done this one before, but it's a puppy pose. Okay, so you should feel a bigger shoulder opener here. Yes, your booty's gonna be up really high in the air. That's okay. If this does not feel comfortable for whatever reason, this is a lot on my shoulders right now, but I know I need it. If it gets to be painful, I want you to sink hips back. Go ahead and go back into that child's pose. Otherwise, you start on all fours here, drop to those elbows, slide those hands out and melt onto the floor here, okay? Let's take 3 deep breaths in this puppy pose. You can rest your forehead all the way down on the mat. One more deep breath in. Good. Exhale out as you lift up. Woo. Could y'all feel that? I need to sink back and kind of shake my shoulders out. So if you need to shake your shoulders out really quick, roll them out, and then I want you to find your plank. So last thing here, you can set up on all fours first to start, and then you'll step back 1 foot at a time. That's your high plank, okay? Not here and not downward dog, but your body's in that straight line. You can also come to your knees if you need it. That last thing here, we're gonna take a deep breath in, exhale out, try to hover over that mat, okay? If that's not for you, you can even just bring 1 knee down if that'll help you kind of build up that strength. You're gonna hover down, exhale as you lift up, finding either this big back bend, upward dog, or you can kick it back into child's pose. Big stretch here through those abs. Either way, your shoulders are rolled back, chest reaching forward, deep breath in. Whew. Exhale, find that downward dog 1 last time. Pedal through those heels if you need to. 2 deep breaths here. exhale out, go ahead and bring those knees to the mat. Finding child's pose one more time. And I'm gonna leave you guys there. I'm gonna stop the recording, but you guys don't go anywhere just yet. So find your child's pose.